What's up, everybody? So in this video we're going to analyze a song by an artist called Alice Phoebe Lou, which is a great artist. Her genre is indie pop, indie folk, and maybe indie rock. But we're going to be analyzing a particular song of hers, which is called She, which is a great track. It has a very strange structure. It's not like a typical song in which you have an intro, a verse, a pre-chorus, a chorus. You know what I'm saying. This is building in a particular way, adding energy. So we're going to analyze the structure, we're going to analyze the instrumentation, and mostly trying to break down the track into movement, which are the instruments that carry the rhythm, and character of each of the instruments, and the ambience. So first of all, what we have here in Pro Tools, I have the whole track here, but also I have the stems. And for that, what I used is fadr.com, which is amazing, actually. This function is called AI Vocal Remover, and I don't know why they called it that, because you can get the vocals, but also you can get the drums, the bass, and the other instruments separated. So, yeah, let's just dive in. Let's hear it. So right before the vocals kick in, we can hear that the song starts with a quiet intro with I would say a floor tone played with mallets and just a bass, very quiet, and then the vocals come in. Lots of reverb, maybe delay. You can hear that there's the delay is also going to a reverb, so it blends seamlessly. Now pay attention to those guitars. They have a delay, but also try to listen the panning of it, because it has like a modulation which goes from left to right, very staying quite in the middle, but also going from left to right. It's very interesting. Now you can hear the delay in her voice, very filtered. Maybe we can take a listen to it. You hear that? It's like a long feedback delay and very filtered, but it doesn't mess with the direct signal, right, with the main vocals. So pretty well done. And then you hear this guitar with tremolo, and the main part of the song kicks in. Drums come in. She Also, we can hear a pad in the back. It's like an organ. And you hear two different kinds of pads if you listen to it, two kinds of organs, one to the right, one to the left, very similar in character, but the fact that they are pretty different from each other widens the stereo field that they cover. So pretty interesting. I really like that pad, that ambience.
She left her troublesome prison behind. She didn't want to feel the fire.
Shaker.
She didn't want to lose her desire.
And also there's a tambourine, right? At first I thought it was the hi-hats, but I think it's a tambourine. Let's hear it. Maybe we can look at the drums. Yeah, it's a tambourine or something like it. Like it's got a metal quality to it.
She didn't want to lose her desire.
Bass. Snare coming now.
She didn't have much left to see. Greed had taken the trees away.
You have the shaker in the middle for four beats, I think, and then you will get like a widened shaker on the right and something like a shaker on the left. Let's hear it. Wide, middle, wide again.
Greed had taken the bees away.
And I feel that a new element has appeared in the ambience category. Let's hear it. It's more in the middle and more rounded sound, not as a high frequency content as the organs, more like rounded, centered maybe at the 800, I would say. Let's hear it. You hear it right in the middle. Now, we have had that hook throughout the whole song, the hook from the guitars, that dun 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 dun. And now that the vocals are gone, we get that instrument in the middle, very high, like doing sustained notes, and also the pattern with a ride. Maybe it's not a ride, but you know that syncopated pattern with one of the cymbals. It's very cool. That pattern, that syncopated breaking, that's what I would call, not me, but you know, what is known as movement. That particular pattern done with that cymbal is like is carrying all the attention because it breaks the tum to pakatu tum to pakatu tum. You know, that steady rhythm, and all of a sudden the vocals get out of the way, and it gives room to that pattern to take with it all the attention. So it's an interesting way to put an instrument at the front of the stage. You know what I mean? Maybe if I were to do it in a more common way, you would put maybe a guitar solo, maybe an organ doing like a melody. You know, what would you replace the vocals with? Was the easy thing to do is to replace it with something melodic, but in this case, the artist decided to do it with a rhythmic pattern, and I really like that. There's something to be said about her performance. She's amazing. Her vocals are something else. Right before everything comes in and she goes the she, and you hear that grit in her vocals. I really love that. Again with the pattern. And we can hear in the back some high notes in like a pad, building tension, building energy until the vocals come back. Let's hear them. Can you hear that loud note right in the middle? That's something that you would put, well, you can use it in very different ways, but one of them would be to give it a push. You find a space in the frequency spectrum which is not totally occupied, especially because the vocals aren't there, and you put that there, and that adds a little energy that you would use to build until the next drop. Because this is the climax.
She said, I wanna go to Mars.
The organs are gone.
And this planet ain't ours.
Tempo going down. The end. Such a great song, such lots of ideas, lots of things to take with me and to try. You know, I think I didn't show it, but I think that she has different kinds of delay. One that is wet and one that is pretty dry. So in some parts you can distinctly hear each of the echoes, and in other times the delay is more like more subtle, more blending into the reverb, you know, being like a part of the ambience.
She left her troublesome prison behind.
You hear that's pretty dry, but in other parts you would get that delay more like I said, blending with everything else, particularly with the reverb of the vocals. And also we can hear how the effects, the spatial effects are ducking whenever she sings. The delay and the reverb are lowered in volume. I don't know. Well, some people watching this may know, some other people may not know, but the way to do that is with sidechain compression. That's one way. That's the easiest way. Now, about the structure and how interesting it is. It starts with a very long intro. Yeah, it starts with the intro. That's quite a surprise. But we get this this bass and floor tones. She starts with vocals, but it's not until, what is it? It's 1 minute in until the main song starts. This is all like a prelude, and this is where the song starts. Starts with the hook, I would say, of the song, one of them at least.
She
Starts with her vocals repeating the word she, which is the title of the song, and after 4 bars of that,
she cut a hole in the fence.
all the instruments come in. Not all the instruments, but we get the ambience, we get the drums. We start going, building energy. So we get this section, which I don't know what to call it, but it's not a verse. Let's call it section A. And what we will get is, I think we'll get like 1 bar without instruments, only her vocals. She, da, 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 and 1 bar with the instruments. And we keep adding the instruments. I don't know if every 4 bars or whatever, but we get first a shaker, then we get like the hi-hats, the bass comes in later. We already have the ambience, with the 2 pads, the 2 organs on each side, and we build until we get to that section, that instrumental section, in which we get the pattern with that symbol. Keep building, and then we get a dropout. After that release of energy, we go down and we start building up again. And we get the solo vocals, again repeating the... And we go into section B, to call it something, which is the same as section A, just with a few additional elements. We don't get like tons of harmonies, we don't get additional guitars, we don't get additional melodies. It's kind of the same, but I think it builds a little bit in with subtleties, maybe a little higher volume in some of the elements, maybe some additional elements which are tucked in the back, part of the ambience. That would be a way to build on the second section. But again, that would be 2 sections which are almost identical, and it still works. And I think it has to do with little things. If you just copy it and paste part A onto part B, I'm 100% sure that this track wouldn't hit the way it does. Yeah, we get these little variations. We maybe don't realize, but we pick up on it. That's why they tell you to, when you're, playing piano or playing whatever virtual instrument in your DAW, that you try not to copy and paste for 2 different sections, but to play, even if it's the exact same part, just play them. Because there's differences in the interpretation and the velocity of how you hit the keys and the timing and all that, those subtle differences, that we pick up on it, and we like it more if there's some variation. And I think that kind of subtlety is what is being used here to create a difference between section A and section B. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about this track. Pay a visit to this artist, Alice Phoebe Lou. And yeah, I hope you liked it. I hope you took something away. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you find this video useful, and if there's anything that if there's something that you noticed that I didn't, and whatever else you would like me to talk about. So thank you for watching.